I have a friend who has a unique distinction of running an agency that is both big and rapidly growing. And so, I have, we have regular calls where he's able to, we talk about a bunch of things. But one of the topics that we spoke about in our call yesterday was my positioning. And the way I position myself is I will work on just one page for the website, and then I will work on getting a 20% improvement on that page over a 90-day period. And my friend's comment, rightfully so, was, well, what happens, Rishi, if you get a 15% improvement? And my response was that, well, the client would then look at it obviously on an objective basis and say, okay, does the 15% improvement, is that considered good, and should we continue working? And my friend's point was that then in that case, don't say that we'll focus on a 20% improvement, because the client may have been super happy with even a 5% improvement. Maybe you can frame the question around to the client and ask them, what is important to them. And I think these are all super valid points, by the way. And what my friend is describing is how agencies typically work. He was also concerned about, why focus on one page. Maybe the opportunity is much more than one page. And I think here, and while I agree with this point, and I think my friend is absolutely correct, I want to kind of give my own take on this topic, because I think it's almost like a different rhythm. And my belief is that specificity is the most important thing. To be able to start a project and say, I will do this one thing, and here is how I'm defining success for this project. Even if it might be something that is outside of our comfort zone in terms of like, oh, maybe we should have said an 8% improvement. That number is kind of arbitrary, but having a very specific number and having a very specific focus, I think it's kind of like the spinal cord of the project, because you start every day asking yourself, am I closer to getting that result or not? And then you can make micro adjustments. If that's not, that specificity is not specified, then it's very easy for the brain to say, well, I think I'm making progress in these many other dimensions, and therefore this is still considered successful. And I think that's a different narrative than the narrative maybe the client has in their head. So it's really, really important from a tactical perspective to have one singular objective, and then just laser focus on that single objective for the duration of the project. Even though during that process, you might actually find, for example, I may have discovered that the checkout flow has a crap ton of friction, and I could have like easily improved the conversion rate of the checkout flow by 18%, and that would have had a much bigger impact on the overall business since everything flows through the checkout. Even in that case, make note of it, and maybe make note of that as an additional project that you want to do with the client, but don't deviate from your primary objective. Good luck.